When we're looking at small bore stuff, we're talking 2020 and above now. The older stuff, you guys are going to have to do some research and find your compression ratios, because I can't go through for every single year and make everybody happy. I mean, I could, but it's time. I want people to start doing a little bit of their own homework. 2020, 2021, and 2022. Some of you have Escapes, Mavericks, Fusions. 2020, the Fusion was still there, and the Ranger that have the 4-cylinder in it. Now the Ranger is like a 10-to-1 compression ratio setup. It's a 2.3 liter EcoBoost. The 2.0 liter EcoBoost that you can find in the Maverick and in the Escape also has a 10-to-1 compression ratio, just like the 2.3 liter EcoBoost that you can find in the Ranger. It has 10-to-1. The 1.5 liter that you can find in like the Bronco Sport and the Escape has an 11-to-1 compression ratio, so a little bit more compression. And remember, we said that the higher the compression, the higher the octane number would be optimal, so premium fuel, right? And I know Ford and the dealerships that you go to buy your vehicles advertise that you can run 87 octane. But right when you start to get 10-to-1, 10.5-to-1 and above, 87 octane it's not optimal for your vehicle. Even though you can run it, you're running a lot of retarded timing in order to run that fuel efficiently, or somewhat efficiently. And it can do it, but you notice that the engine labors a little bit more. It sounds a little bit more rough when you run that fuel. So bumping up to like a 90, an 89, 90, 91, somewhere in there, whatever your fuel station has, would actually benefit you better at that 10-to-1 and above compression ratio. So a lot of you with those EcoBoost engines where you're running 87 all the time, it's not really benefiting you so much. An engine that we often don't talk about is the 2.5 liter Atkinson engine. You know, the one that they typically run on the hybrids. That's a 13-to-1 compression ratio engine because of that hybrid setup and how it has to help, fire it over and stuff like that. It is a little bit more violent on startup. It has a little bit more compression. It needs a better fuel in it. It's a 13-to-1 compression ratio engine, and at first when I was looking at that, I was like, there's no way that this can be true. The more I looked, the more I found out it is true. So if you're running a 2.5 liter hybrid, I would be running something like 91, 92, 93, somewhere in there, and getting an idea on whether or not it's running better, because at that compression ratio, without a shadow of a doubt, it should be running way better than on 87. So the 2.0 liter EcoBoost and the 2.3 liter EcoBoost can run 87 a little bit better than the other small bore ones, but still, I would still put like 89 or 90 in that engine. The 2.5 liter Atkinson setup in your Maverick, or let's just say, yeah, see, that's not the same. The 2.5 liter in the Connect is a Duratec, and that is, what is the 2.0 and the 2.5 liter in the 21 or 22 Transit Connect is a Duratec, and you could still run like 87, 89 in those. They're not super high compression ratio engines. I think they're like either 10-to-1 or 10-3-to-1. But none of Ford's new lineup, really, to be honest with you, do I, in my opinion, believe needs to be running on 87. None of it. A lot of the people buy these vehicles because they think they can run the cheaper fuel and stuff like that, but they don't realize that a lot of it is marketing. Yeah, the technology's there, and the vehicle can make up for the lack of octane by messing with the timing and stuff of the vehicle, but the vehicle runs like crap. It gets worse fuel mileage. It doesn't burn as clean. It doesn't have as much power. It's kind of one of those things where if you're going to buy it, why not use it? If you're going to buy it and have the option for it, but then you're always putting, it's like somebody that wants to do drugs. They pick the crappiest drug out there to do, but they have the money to do something much stronger, much cleaner, they still choose the crappiest drug out there. It's the most risky. You know, it doesn't make any sense. Or somebody that they knows, like a technician that's going to be doing a bunch of warranty repair or a bunch of repair on a certain specific thing on a customer's vehicle, and the tool that they use has a high failure rate because it's a cheap tool and it's no good, versus them going out and spending $100 more on the right tool that they can abuse and really use it over and over and over again and get the job done nice and easy and safely. They still choose the cheaper tool knowing what the risk is. Why even do it? Why not just run a better fuel? You know, it's because it's cheap. It's the same thing with our bodies. We go out here and we eat a bunch of junk food and stuff, potato chips and fast food and all this other stuff, knowing damn well that it's not necessarily that great for us, but we do it anyway because it's convenient, cheap, and it's easy. Well, it ain't cheap no more. But we could sit down to a good quality, you know, choice or select Angus steak and some good quality veggies and stuff and really get some sustenance and fuel ourselves the right way, but we still choose the junk. Same thing we do with our cars. So, those of you out there, pull out your owner's manual. Pull out your owner's manual and see what your owner's manual says about your fuel. Stop relying on everybody else to do that for you and start doing a little research yourself, because a lot of that's covered right in your owner's manual. It says during hotter climates, hotter temperature parts of the year, and adverse weather conditions and stuff, depending on if you're towing or whatever it is, a certain type of fuel may be better to use in that vehicle than the standard low-grade fuel. Understand what I'm saying? It's there. The information is there. Alright, y'all have a great day. Be blessed. Take care.